Hey guys, today I'm coming back to you with this podcast. It's been a while, and I want to use this today's episode to present to you a very special lady, wonderful woman, wonderful coach, mother. Um, I met her shortly before we recorded this interview. This interview was recorded last summer, and we've been in contact ever since. She has become my coach as well. Um, and she has been, from all the coaches that I've had so far, she has been the one with the most impact in my life. I really love the way she really sees through the BS that we have sometimes, and really has a beautiful way of supporting you, being your best cheerleader, and at the same time still, giving you guidance and showing you how to bring out your best self, how to bring out your greatness. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm gonna leave you to listen to this wonderful interview we had, and hope you enjoy it. Have a great time. And oh, for all of you guys that want to get to know her, she has an amazing challenge coming up now on March 1st. So if you'd like to, you'll find the link in the link below the video or in the show notes, so that you can sign up. I highly recommend it. But listen in and yeah, enjoy for yourself, and see for yourself what an amazing woman this is. Have fun. Bye, guys. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the podcast. I'm so excited to have as a guest a very wonderful woman. I just said I fell in love with her right away when we spoke the first time, because it was before we got into this. I just really enjoy her energy. It's amazing, and I'm so happy that I could present her to you guys today. Hello, Anita. How are you?
Hello. I am really good. Thank you. And hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's so amazing to have you. I don't want to bring anything in. I just want I'm sometimes get confused with the languages. Let's just dive in, and maybe you can introduce yourself, who you are today.
Okay. Ooh, who I am today. Well, you know what? There is a really great answer to that, which one of my clients told me. She said, "Oh my God, Anita, I am the woman today I want to be still in 6 months' time." And I thought, you know what? What other testimonial do you need when you help someone become someone who who wants to be the same person in 6 months' time? So that's who I am now. But I am the Wealth with Heart coach, and I created Wealth with Heart because I felt there was a need of, not going always after the money, but having wealth with heart means having the time to tend your garden. I'm just looking outside my beautiful garden. Having time and money to spend with your children, having time for yourself to do what you want to do. And for some people, they need the $1 million mark. And I had a client who is going for now with that, and she's actually still working with me. And I had clients who just started up and they wanted to reach the $1,000 mark. So whatever wealth with heart means for people. But yeah, I am here today helping ladies all over the world to change and transform their money stories, to increase their self-belief, and make sure that their business reaches the level that they want to get to. And I use a no bullshit, a very powerful and unique mindset approach and business development strategies, which I bring from my corporate career, where I was a business development manager to 2 international companies. So yeah.
So exciting. And this is also you already halfway answered it. How do you become a coach like that? What made you define this for yourself? Because I think it's not easy to be born into this way of thinking.
No, well, see, I always thought differently, and I always felt like the odd one, and nobody could understand me, that why I thought it was possible for me to do this and that. And I just never understood how people didn't understand. I'm like, what do you mean? I could be an Olympic champion if I wanted to. And people say, no, you can't. I'm like, what do you mean I can't? I just need to train for like 5 years, 24/7, not sleep and eat probably. But everybody can become an Olympic champion. So I always thought differently. But what really put me on this path was losing my dad at the age of 52. He was 52. I mean, what is that? Like, that's just halfway of your life, 52. And he had big dreams. And he was actually, I'm pretty sure, and I know he was born to be wealthy because he drove a Mercedes. Okay, he was 20 years old, but he really looked after it, and it was beautiful. And that was a status for him, that he drove a Mercedes. And all his friends were millionaires. He was like the only one who wasn't. But he had plans, and he knew the job he did. He was a truck driver, so he knew the logistics. He had hundreds of contacts everywhere. He could have easily set up his own business, which was a logistics company, you know, transporting things from A to B. But he wanted other people to do it for him. Unfortunately, he was too scared. And even just weeks before he died, I was home, and he sat me down at the dinner table, and he called me Sissy. They all call me, my mom and my brother, they call me Sissy. Not because I'm Sissy, but but in Hungarian, blondie is Sussy. But my little brother couldn't pronounce it, so he just said Sissy. So he said, Sissy, how do I make this happen? And back then, I didn't know how to. I didn't have the mindset for it. I said, I don't know that. I don't know where you get millions of forint, or hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy a lorry. And nowadays, if he asked me the question, I would just go and do it. But I didn't know. So he died with those dreams in his heart. And I promised him on the day of his funeral that I would not do the same. If something came to me, the next thing, the next thing came to me, I would just follow it through. Because before doing this, I lived in the UK back then. I wanted to import winter tires, and opening a European shop, and I don't know, restaurant, Hungarian cafe, everything. But I never actually never opened any of these businesses. So I promised him, no matter what the next one was, I would follow it through. And I do feel that it was his inspiration and him sending me messages, because one day I just went to the shop and bought A3 notepad, and I filled it with questions, exercises, meditations, loads of things that would help women. And then I just stood there and I'm like, what is it? Like, who am I, or what is it? And even my husband asked, what do you always write? I'm like, I don't know what it is. I honestly didn't know. And then they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And scrolling through Facebook, I saw an advert, this beautiful lady in a video sharing how she became a coach, and now she's helping ladies to become coaches. And I thought, oh my God, that's who I'm meant to be. So all that writing and all that, about 6 months, that had been preparing me to become the coach I am today. So it was, still got goosebumps. It was incredible. And just to realize that, holy cow, like that's how I was meant to be here. So everything that happened, losing my dad, to being promoted to business development managers, to be headhunted by another company, everything good and bad led me to this road. So, and if Dad didn't die, I wouldn't be here. So that's how I am here.
But that's so amazing, because it really pulled you. I always think somehow, because a lot of the times when I speak to coaches, or not just coaches, human beings in general, we always have this one huge experience that makes us change and that makes us walk in the right direction. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's someone close to us dying, which I think so sad. And that's why I think it's even more important to have coaches on this planet, because we help people achieve those goals or get there without the necessity of an experience that is that big or bad or negative in that way.
Yes, but that's the thing. Like I always say, nothing bad needs to happen for people to wake up. All it takes is one decision. And unfortunately, something like 75% of the people will never make that decision. They will never take their life into their hands. They will just walk through, sleepwalk through their lives, never doing anything that they would really want to do. and 25% of us, yeah, we say, okay, let's give it a go. And probably around, I think I read 15% of people actually go through with it. So it's still a very small percentage, but it's available to everyone. The free life, whether it's money or just, building houses or schools in Africa, we can all do it. We can all do it. It only takes one decision.
Yeah, that's so true. That's how I became a digital nomad. It was
Yeah, there you
scary,
go.
but you just decide
Bad.
that you're gonna do it, and then somehow the universe just starts doing everything to
Yeah,
make it
yeah,
happen. Yeah,
yeah.
it's so
And that's
incredible.
it. I mean, Gabby Bernstein has the book, The Universe Has Your Back, and I would recommend it to everyone. I read it a few times because you do realize, and I love this. She says, I don't know if I'm paraphrasing or maybe that's not how when she says it, but that's how I remember, that when you realize that you're not on your own, and just that you can ask for help, whether it's from within or from random people or from your boss or parents, whatever, but most of the time from within, from the universe or God, whoever we call it, then all this weight will shift, get off your shoulders, and then you will be able to fly. Like, we really are not on our own. And it's, and people say, oh yeah, but I don't believe in this and that. I'm like, okay, so have you ever thought of something and you thought, oh, where did that thought come from? Like, where did you come from? Like, who said this? We all experience that, right? So that's just to prove that, whether it's, we're going to call it Mother Teresa, nature, luck, Buddha, Allah, whoever, there is a higher power that we can tap into, and that's it. We realize that there's always help, unlimited, infinite, limitless. Then we can do the things that we really want to do. Just need a bit of courage.
Yeah, and I think it's also a lot about when you take the decision and then to really start doing it. Because one of the things that I've realized is that a lot of people say that they make the decision, but then it's like, now I'm here, universe, give it to me. It's not about just sitting there waiting for, waiting for the universe to hand it all to you.
No. There's got to be, I mean, the universe, what's the word? Reacts to actions. So you need to show up. You've got to do your part, and then the universe will do her part. I like calling it her. The universe will. I'm pretty sure she is a woman. She's got to be, for crying out loud. Somebody up high has to be a woman. So no, it doesn't work just like that we decide. It's, and while people feel comfortable being uncomfortable, they won't act. It's, you've got to have your lowest point of where you think, you know what, I'm just so sick of myself, I've got to do something. I'm sick of feeling like this, I'm sick of not seeing results, I'm sick of going to work and doing the same thing every day. And yeah, there's got to be a turning point. Yeah.
So exciting. And it's also about surrendering to it, right? To the universe doing the things for you as well.
Yeah. I don't know if you, yep.
I think that's one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn for myself. And I think also when I see my clients a lot of the times, or maybe also our listeners, because on one hand, we're told that we're supposed to go into action, but then on the other hand, we're also told that we're supposed to surrender to the universe. So how does that work together?
It is tricky. And if you don't know if you read, or the listeners read, Michael Sealy's Surrender Experiment, I mean, I just could not. I didn't care whether the children wanted anything or I had to cook. That was constantly in my ear, and I listened to it in like 2 days, which never happened. And he does that. He says that you just go and follow your intuition and walk into the shop. That's what happened to him. He walked into the shop and he started typing on this computer when it all came out, and then he had the biggest, I don't know, software company, I think, and still has, or probably sold it, I don't know. But he didn't do it for money. He just did it because, it was there, it's interesting, I'll take action on it. So he took action. And then something else. Oh, okay. What if I had, because he loved yoga and meditation, and he wanted to create himself a little, like a one space hut that that he could just right in the middle of the forest, I remember, to do his yoga meditation and just live there. But there were people like his friends offered that, okay, we'll build it for you, but actually it's a little bit bigger. And I think they built him like a whole big, huge temple. And he said, well, what am I going to do with a temple? And then people started coming in. They wanted to do yoga with him and wanted to meditate with him. So he just said, oh, you want to build me a temple? Okay, whatever, build me a temple. And then he still went and acted on it. He still did his meditation. And when they asked him to be a teacher, he said, oh my God, I really don't want to do it, but it's here. I'm going to surrender. I'm going to say yes. So you go after what you feel is right, and then the universe will give you the opportunity, and then you still need to keep going. So you do take the actions, but first you've got to open your heart and let your intuition again, or God, universe, guide you to a certain onto a certain path. And then take the always the scariest actions first.
Oh, yes, I know.
I know that is one hard thing, isn't it? We're like, I know I need to do this. I need to, I don't know, speak to this potential and write my sales page, but it's so scary. What if I press live and then nobody responds, and then what?
Yes, and it has happened, and the world didn't end.
No, it won't end. And you know what? Like 2 weeks time, nobody will remember anyway. So that's it.
But that's the beauty about it. I think so as well. For me, I always there are certain things where I feel like I'm actually running, screaming, but I'm still running. You know, you still feel the fear, and you know it's there.
Yeah.
But you're still going.
Just do it scared. Yeah, just do it scared. I had a client the other day, and she said, oh my God, but I'm so scared, and what's going to happen? And sometimes I just let them. I'm like, okay, like, I'm not going to hold your hand because you need to learn this. And then she messaged me in the morning. She said, I did it scared. I'm like, there you go. I need to teach my clients as well how to overcome themselves. So she just said, yeah, I did it scared. I'm like, yeah, done. Yeah. So what happened? Nothing. You just did it. So yeah, we do talk ourselves. We talk ourselves out a lot of things, and unfortunately, most of the time, we do it with the things that would bring us the biggest transformation. But I mean, I'm quite aware of a lot of things now. I've been meditating since I was like 7, 8, 9, I can't remember, years old, because my mom used to do it. She didn't know she was doing it, but she was doing it. They just didn't call it meditation back then. And I used to stay with my mom, sleep with mom, because dad was always a lorry driver going away for weeks. So now I got to the point where I know when it's something worth acting on. And I realized that if I don't want to do it, I'm like, oh, okay, no, it's me. I've got to do it. I'm doing it. And then I do it.
Yeah, it's like watching out for the resistance and where am I afraid of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the cartoons the kids, my children, watch. It says we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Something we watched the other day, can't remember which, but it's in one of the Disney films that we have nothing to fear but fear itself. We're not actually afraid of losing the house. That was always my thing. We're afraid of the fear. The fear is there. The fact is, you're not going to lose your house because you just go and find another job and find 2 jobs or work day and night on your business, and you're not going to do it. You're not going to lose it. So
it's like the stories we tell ourselves. It's basically the stories we tell ourselves that why it's not supposed to work. Sometimes I like imagining it's like a little, how would you say, you know, like how do you call those, like dwarfs? But I like dwarfs, but I mean in a bad way. Like, like gnomes. A gnome. Yeah, like a tiny gnome that is trying to keep me away from the light. So he keeps telling me, no, you can't go there. You're not good enough. You're not worth it. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah,
go to the side. I don't want to listen to you.
Mine used to be a parrot. I used to call it a parrot, and I would just literally imagine putting like, a blanket on top of it. Just shut up, shut up. I'm doing it anyway. I heard you. Enough. I know that I'm shit and don't deserve it. But it happened again to me. You know what? This morning, I always say that when I do my exercise, I follow Sydney Cummings, and I always say the first one that pops up on my YouTube channel, I will do that. And this morning, 60-minute leg work. I'm like, oh my God, like an hour. Well, first of all, an hour leg work. I won't be able to walk. But the second thing is, it was already 10:30, I think. Yeah, 10:30. And I'm like, an hour to myself at 10:30? Like, oh my God, like, oh no, I don't deserve that. And what if my husband, or what if the children, or this and that? No, I really can't. Like an hour just to spend on myself in the middle of the day. No, I thought, hang on a minute. You're not winning. You're not winning. That hour, it will make me not be able to walk, but that's the aim. So I feel stronger. And I did it. So you have to get over that mental block. Even when we're doing the 30-day limitless cash mind, and there are like 30 questions, one a day. It's hard, isn't it? When you think about it, it's hard to commit to something, to do 30 days and sit down and write. That will at least take half an hour. And really, can I do half an hour to myself every day? Oh no, today I'm tired, or I've got something else, or I go and see a friend. But all those are just mental blocks. And the aim is to overcome those mental blocks, because the biggest victory in the whole world, it's not earning the lottery or earning your first million, is to overcome this, I don't even know what to call it. I know ego and brain, but it's overcoming all the bullshit that your brain is telling you. And once you're on the other side, you just feel so much better. You did it. You're worthy of it. You deserve it. You can actually achieve it. You can like prove it to yourself. Yeah.
It's just so filled with lightness, and it's like, even if things like for you, like you explained today, even when it comes back, it doesn't feel that strong anymore. Like probably, I don't know how many years before, you probably would have had a thought like that, and it would have crushed you in that moment, and you just wouldn't have done it, would have ignored it and forgotten about it as well, because that's also a thing that we love to forget about those moments.
Oh yeah.
but because of the practice, it's just like, oh, thank you so much. Now I can, let's have these thoughts pass by and just move on to the next thing.
Yes. Oh yes. And these thoughts and these stories will always show up. And the higher level you go in your business, the more of this will come. The new level, new devil, they say. And it is true. There is always something bigger to overcome. But that's the beauty of it, that who you're becoming on the journey to your goal. It's not just the goal itself that's important, but the process of who, like, I want to meet the woman who can again reach the 100,000 a year. I want to meet the woman who can do multiple six figures a year. But I'm not focusing on her. I just want the process. I want to know what I'm learning on the way to that point.
And that's so much fun. That's way more fun.
Yeah. Also, it includes, I'm not going to say punching the wall, but going out and take a deep breath away from the computer rather than throwing it out of the window. It involves crying in the middle of the night. It involves, being short with your children. It involves giving up on your social life. It involves a lot, but it's all worth it. Once you have a taste of being your own boss, I think it's just totally worth it.
I think no, yeah, but I think, I don't know, maybe because I'm self-employed as well, but I think it's so much the freedom that you have, even though, or no, let's put it the other way around. The things, like you said, even though you have the cries at night, you have less social life and stuff like that, even though you have all those things, the happiness is so much more. And compared to because you also know the corporate world, and when you're in the corporate world, I'm not saying you can't be happy in the corporate world. You can really be happy there perfectly. But if you're not, you have to ask yourself why it's not that you're not happy in there. Maybe
Mm,
it's, what are the things that are making you not happy?
mm,
And if I compare the person I used to be when I was in the corporate world, it was 100 times completely different than the person I am now. And I feel this is me. And that other person that used to go into the corporate world was not me. That was someone acting for the corporate world. And
okay.
having that truth for yourself, being able to say, hey, this is me. And this is who I am. Like you said, I'm in love with this person right now.
Yeah,
And I'm glad that I can be this person in the next 6 months, a year, and keep on
yeah,
growing for myself.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I know that the awareness of the whole planet is increasing, and there are more and more people, especially what we've got going on with COVID, people losing their jobs. They will realize that you don't have to depend on somebody else. You don't have to depend on somebody else. It only, and I'm still getting my head around it. I know it's true, but I want to fully embody this, that it only takes one single idea to, you know, leave your corporate world or earn your next million. It's just one single idea. That's it. That idea could help you transform a block of iron into, I don't know, hand carved cutlery that sells $50,000 each. I don't know, I'm just saying something. Anything, any idea, like everything. Facebook started with an idea, Virgin started with an idea, all the big brands, everything started with just one idea. And I want to say that mine started with one idea. It was the idea of becoming a coach. So everything, like our next service or product could lead to, you know, wherever we want it to lead. So, and just more and more
Yeah.
people need to hear this and understand it.
Yeah, especially because sometimes that idea might not be the final one, but it's one that
Mm.
takes you to your next step.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Sometimes there are steps in between, and sometimes the first step is fine, and sometimes you need just a couple. It's up to the person, like how driven somebody is. Like Richard Branson could have stayed with the Virgin Records and just stayed, you know, little, I want to say. But no, he wanted more. He wanted to progress more. So, you know, he did,
Yeah.
and we can do the same.
Same with Elon Musk.
Yeah, yeah.
Or everybody. I mean, take
Everybody.
Galileo Galilei, take all the sailors that set off from Europe to, okay, find the American continent,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
the first person that created a wheel, or Da Vinci with his flying thing. It was his idea, and then later on other people,
yeah.
transformed it
Did
to
it?
more.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think as normal human beings, we always think that we can't,
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
we're not that special. We don't have that special creativity, or we don't have that social, because sometimes, it's about knowing the right people. But on the
Yeah.
other hand, it's not true. It's just a story we tell ourselves, because everybody can become someone. And
Mm.
we've had so many confirmations about it. Bill Gates,
Oh yeah.
what are the big
Steve
ones?
Jobs. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, everyone. Yeah, yeah. And it is possible. I mean, watched documentary with Bill Gates, and I mean, all okay. He was really good at numbers and, you know, computer stuff. But he admitted that they slept in one room for, I think it was weeks even, and they worked on the computer, and if they were really tired, they had a mattress on the floor and they slept there for a half an hour, and then they went back to it. So it didn't just happen to him that he was given a multiple billion dollar company. He freaking worked hard for it at the beginning. And I know some people say that, yeah, just click your finger and wish for it and it appears, and sometimes it happens, but not with everything and not for everyone. Sometimes you just need to work on it and you need to work hard. But I always make this distinction: there is a very big difference with working hard and hard work. Hard work is getting up at 6 in the morning, going to a corporate job you don't like, getting home at 6, 7 in the evening, kissing your children goodnight and repeat. That's hard work. Working hard is you work hard on your business, for example, on something you love, because you need to work hard, you need to put the effort in, you write your copy or go and see clients and create stuff. That's, you need to do that, but it will never feel like hard work because you love it. Well, if you do something obviously that you love it, so it just happens, you just do it, and it's you love every minute of it. And if you don't, you outsource. But it's never hard work.
And I think it's like you said, it's because of the passion.
Yeah.
If you are passionate about your job, that's why I said you could even be someone in the corporate world and be happy if that's your passion. And if that's the person you want to be. And that's when you forget the time about it.
Yeah. That's the thing. And time is a funny thing, because when you do something you really love and then you want to do so much and you realize it's 3 a.m. and I'm like, oh my God, like what happened? Because you just really enjoy something and time flies by.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things that I notice every now and then is, you know how people have this very weird relationship to wealth in general, because one of the sentences that I actually heard, because we were having a discussion a couple of weeks ago with my father, and I feel that this is like very old energy, but it's still there. It's like, if you're rich, then you've done something, like then you've probably abused some other people, had them like slaves or whatever, or done bad things to become that rich. And I feel that this is like what's wrong with wealth in general on the planet, because we always assume, or a lot of people assume, that the rich people are all bad and evil and have, are trying to manipulate everybody else. Because I mean, they are just 1% on the planet, or 2 max.
Yeah, but who actually says that? People
Usually,
without money.
Exactly.
So I mean, I couldn't say anything about, I couldn't give an opinion about a nurse because I've never been a nurse. Like, how could you give an opinion about rich people? You've never been rich. So it's all, and that's why, there is a saying, the money always goes where there is already money, because people with the right mindset who already have money earned it their own way, not given. That's different. Still not bad, but it's different. The people who earned it, and with that mindset, they know how to be open for more money. And the people who stay in the victim mode and the blame mode, that's they always repeating that to everyone. So the more they repeat it, the more they get it. The more poorness they get, the more lack they get. While the rich, they don't speak like, oh, I don't have money, or I don't know, like whatever else rich people negative things they say. Yeah, or somebody will steal it from me, or they have the mindset of, okay, money is abundant, if I lose some I'll get some more, so what? Like, money, we take money so seriously, but oh my God, like, it's just a piece of paper. It's not even paper anymore, it's a number on your bank account. It's just like and like also poor people always say, and I've been there, and my mom is still there, that you need to save and put away all the money and just always put it away. But when you think about it, the money you put away, it has no value. It really has no value, because it sits on your bank account. It just feels heavy anyway, that you have money but you don't, because you can't spend it. It doesn't go up in value, probably 2% in a bank. That's the worst thing anybody can do at the moment. Not even 2%. So it's just there, but it has no value. But if you think like a €5 or $1 note, that how many times it goes round people, like a $5 note, I don't want to say, I read it somewhere, it can worth something like $80,000, because that's how many times it went through and earned somebody money and paid the wages and paid the bills. And so, and poor people still think that because we have lack, let's just save just in case. But rich people, probably they don't even have that much to save, but they circulate it back constantly, because they understand that the more they circulate it, the more they earn and the more they bring. and they let go of it. Like it's money. You just do the same thing that you did and earn more, earn it back. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
how it works.
and it's like you said, the more you give out, you give it into the flow. I also feel like that because we're thinking and I'm taking myself in because I'm still also in that process. Um, because it's like we don't even invite it into our house. One of the things that I was noticing, and I think now with the virus thing, um, whenever I have had money in my hands, I want to wash my hands afterwards because
Mm-hmm.
I've been taught that money is always dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if it goes through 50,000 hands, it is, of course, that part. But on the other hand, because of that, my general thinking of money is dirty. And that's
Yeah,
the energy I'm sending out. How is money
yeah,
going to stay with me if I keep saying and thinking it? And every time I touch it, I'm going to go, oh,
yeah, yeah,
how
yeah.
is it going to stay with me? It's just going to go
I
like,
know, right?
nah, I'm not staying with you. You think
Yeah.
I'm dirty.
And I had a client who she told me that little, I can't remember, girl or boy, I can't remember which client, but it was like, yeah, I know it was a client of mine who said that they her little one got some money out of her purse, and she straight away said, "Oh, no, wash your hand, because it's dirty." And then she remembered our conversation and she said, "No, actually, let's get all the money out, touch it, and let's smell our hands." Because then you have the money. Is like, okay, I can even smell money. It's here. I've got loads of it. It's in front of me. It's even if it's coins, your brain doesn't know. You have lots of it. So, and then yeah, they who was it? Oh, I want to say Diane. Can't remember. But yeah, it was. And they touched it. They touched it, and then they smelled their hands and they smelled money. So yeah,
Oh,
maybe you
that's such
can
a great idea.
start there. We can you can give that a go.
No, especially because now that we're moving into having more digital money, when we're
Yeah,
losing the coins, I think
yeah,
our next generations are not going to be able to know
yeah,
how it
yeah,
was, to have a
yeah,
wallet with the coins in there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
one of the things that I love to always be in the abundance energy is I have a little bowl where I collect all the small ones. Anything
Okay.
small, so I don't have to carry it in my wallet. It's in there,
Mm,
and then I could just maybe for fun for my niece or something at some point for them to have to play
yeah,
around or
yeah,
something.
yeah. I make it a thing that I always have money in the house. So I've got some up in the kitchen on the kitchen counter. So I can just say I've got money all around me. Like money is all around me. I've got some on my dishwasher today. So it's always money is always around me.
I'm
Yeah.
the same. I have it all over the place. I actually have a 100 euro bill in my wallet with me
Mm-hmm.
always wherever I go.
Oh,
And I've
that's
had
good.
moments where I was like, but I haven't spent it. It's like it's there. I'm not touching it.
It's
And
there.
it's green is my favorite color. So it's
Oh,
like
there you
I
go.
like you.
but then you can do it because yeah, oh, okay, I can't touch it. But if you walk into a shop where you think, oh yeah, I want a lot of things from here, and then you have the €100, you say, oh, okay, I could buy this, I could buy this, I could buy this, but I'm choosing not to spend it right now, but I could buy this. That's a
Yeah.
good way of getting into spending and getting money in.
Yeah. And then I'm always like, you're so beautiful. I want
Yes.
you to stay with me right now. I'm going to spend the virtual money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very
Very
effective.
nice.
Virtual money is very effective. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad that a little glad, I think, that we're moving into that direction, because that way we're not going to have it's
Mm.
smelly and it's disgusting.
Mm. Mm.
At least that one is going to be gone soon, hopefully.
I just sniff it when we are done. Just sniff it and say, "Ooh, it smells good.
Yeah.
I want
No, and
more
the
of
good
it.
thing is
More of this
I
smell."
also collect them from all over the world. So, because at
Mm.
one point, I want to
Yeah,
be able to, when my niece is a little bit older, to be able to show her, look, so these are the coins from all over
yeah.
the world. No.
Yeah. There you go. Very good. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Um, I wanted to ask you one more thing, especially because, here in my podcast, I like to talk about coming into your purpose. And for you, it sort of was a little bit clear when you were small, when you were little, but it became more clear, of course, after the death of your father and what direction you wanted to go. How was it for you? Because I know that a lot of the times, one of the fears that a lot of people have into stepping into their purposeful living, like in your case, becoming the coach, um, it's about having judgment from the outside, having friends say, oh my God, what are you doing now? How was that for you to bring that to, because I think you also had a corporate job before that. So how was that for you, to make that transition from coming out of that corporate world and then going into, I'm going to do my own thing now?
Well, I left corporate when I fell pregnant with my first child, and I went back a little bit, but not as a business development manager. And I left when I had my second one, and then just went back, just very part time. So I was a stay-at-home mom, and I just felt this something inside me like screaming at me. I didn't know what it was. It just said, just kept that you need to do more. There is more for you. You need to help people. There is so much more you can achieve. And it was so strong. At one point, I remember I just held my little girl in my hand. She was 8-9 months old, and my little boy was about 2, I think, playing in the living room. And I just stood in the door and I just started to cry. And I thought, I can't not answer this something anymore. I felt suffocated. I felt as if someone was sitting on my chest and just pushing me down from all the anxiety, that because I had been pushing all these thoughts and dreams back for so long because of fear and judgment and all that. But I got to that point that day and I said, I don't care. I've got to do something. I don't care how much it costs, how long it takes, what it will take me, but I will do it. And I said to my husband that whatever it is, I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. And that's when this advert popped up, and it was $5,000 or pounds, I can't remember, 5,000. And I thought, oh my God, like 5,000, like I never had that much on my bank account, even though I had a good corporate job, but we went on holidays and clothes and cars and whatnot. So I thought, £5,000, like where is a stay-at-home mom going to get £5,000 from? And I spoke to my husband, and he just said straight away, no, like what are you thinking? Like, it's something that you don't even know who she is, this coach. She's just promising you this and that. But I felt so strong about it that I think it was like 2-3 days I didn't speak to him. and then he took out a credit card on his own name and gave me the 5,000. So he really, he saw that this was it, like this was make or break for me. I couldn't, the feeling was so strong that I had to do something, that yeah, I did it. And if it wasn't him, I would have got the money from somewhere else. But that's it. So when you feel it's so strong, you've got to act before it goes away, goes to somebody else. Your idea, it goes to somebody else, and you will just live your life totally miserable and die with regrets. And no, that's just not an option for me. That's not something I'm prepared to do.
Yeah. How has your husband moved with you through all this? Like, because you said it was a little bit,
Yeah, it was really at the beginning when I would ask him to read my emails, to proofread it, and he kept saying, oh, you shouldn't say the universe because people will think you a lunatic. I'm like, hang on a minute, you can say God left and right, but not the universe. That's what I believe in. So what? And then we had a big fallout and we made up, thankfully. And I said, from now on, I don't want you to ask anything about my business. I don't want you to ask who, when, how, what. I'm doing it my way. And then one day he came to me and said, not with anything, because he didn't know I was doing really that well. He said, oh, there is this motorbike, and yeah, he just showed me, and he said, oh, it's really nice, da, da, da. And I gave him my card and I said, go and buy it. And he said, you what? Yeah, go and buy a motorbike. I'm like, it's his payback time. You helped me at the beginning. Now you go and go buy that bike. And he still got that bike, but he's selling it now. He's selling it. He's not using it at the moment. He wants something else now, so he's selling it at the moment. But yeah, that was 2017, I think. Yeah, 3 years ago. So yeah. So
Nice.
he's grown with me, and my dream was to retire him, but his dream was just to have a bit of time off with us, and then he's went back to work last year. But it was he grew with me. He even said, what did he say the other day? He said mindset, and I'm like, you said the word mindset. And then he said another word that maybe the universe, maybe he said universe, because that really, like, that was a total mic drop moment for me. I'm like, whoa, wow. And he also said that they have this yoga studio at work, and I'm like, oh, are you going to give it a go? He's like laughing, and he said, I would, but I don't get there on time. I'm like, all right, okay, so we're doing yoga now. So the only way to change somebody is to be an inspiration. So yeah, he's grown with me. He has, but not every woman is that lucky, and I didn't think he would, and we nearly split up. But I realized that, you know what, he's good as he is. I loved him for who he was at the beginning. It's me who is growing, and he doesn't need to grow with me. I'm fine. He's fine. So yeah, we stayed together, and we're still together with two beautiful but very strong-minded children.
Well, that's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I
So
think that's one of the things that I've been noticing, or also in my own relationships with friends, family, with everybody, because especially when you start to move towards that direction, you start creating a different life for yourself, and you start evolving, because like all the stories are falling off of you, all the baggage and everything, and you're becoming this amazing human being that is creating more consciously, because I feel we create all the time. It's just about, are we doing it consciously or not? So you start doing that more consciously, and all the world around you is not doing it. Like your friends, maybe. I mean, it does change, because I feel that you start attracting people that are on your level as well.
but
But
the
you still
original
have,
ones.
and I mean, you're not going to say goodbye to your mother, to your brother, to your children, just because they're not evolving with you. But I feel that that's also part of the evolvement that we have to make in our lives, is realize that we, even though we don't have, let's agree to, I love that sentence, let's agree to disagree. And just because we don't we don't agree with each other, doesn't mean that we love each other less, and that we can't spend time together with each other.
Yeah. I did give up on some friendships, and I have stood up a lot stronger to my mum and relatives, and they were surprised, and they said, oh yeah, since you have money. I'm like, no, since I have the courage to stand up to you. But yeah, I have some friends who I just had to leave behind, and I said, I'm sorry. I even said to one of them, I'm sorry, I'm gonna hang the phone up now, and we're never gonna talk again. Because all the negativity, just constantly they ring you to complain and moan, and I said, no, not anymore. So, but it's fine. They will live. She's happy. I'm happy. It wasn't a long-term friendship, but even with long terms, like some people come into your life for a minute, some people come for life. We learn from each other, but if the relationship doesn't light you up anymore, and it's not, it just doesn't light you up, doesn't make you happy anymore, it's time to move on.
And that is so important. That's what I was saying with the vibration. With some people, you're just so connected that even though they might not be moving or growing the same as you are, they still are at some point. I feel that they always come around at some point.
Yeah. Sometimes they do.
But it's not that you're expecting it, and that it's not that you're, like, you have to make those changes if we want to be friends. And I think that's the most amazing part, that I have been living with all my friendships and family as well. They might not have grown completely into that direction, but they've opened up to ideas and a little bit, and so it's still there. Like I said, the love is still there. So that's something that I think that we can always trust. And if someone actually needs to leave, it just happens. It just is that the way it has.
Yeah. There are more people around. They come around.
Yeah, right. I think it's more positive than negative, and yeah. Oh, this was so amazing. I wrote down, because usually I have as a last question, I always ask books, but you already gave me Surrender Experiment, which I think I've been having on my Audible for 2 years, and I haven't, like, I
Oh,
started listening to it, but I haven't finished, so I'm going to start again. And
yeah, yeah,
the Universe Has Your Back from Gabrielle, I'm going to put all the
yeah.
links below so that everybody knows. But what is like the main thing? What would you say? What should be my trouble if I want to work with you?
Your
Like
trouble.
what kind of clients um, are supposed to
Okay.
come to you when they need help? Yeah.
Okay, so I always say that if your goal at least as big as it, so your goal big enough, yeah, big enough to make your pants wee a little bit, or bring puke up in your mouth, and you have your own business, then I'm happy to help you. I don't do like 6-figure sales funnels or whatever. I tell you that if you want to scale, you need a sales funnel, and I've done mine and all that. I can help you. But if your dream scares you and you have no idea how to get there, but you don't want to stay where you are anymore, and it really is hurting you, like your business is not growing, that's obviously one, the main area we focus on, but it also has an effect on your family, on your relationship. And if you if you just really are just sick of the, I want to say struggle, because my clients are not struggling, but if you just don't want to stay normal anymore, but you want the extraordinary, you want to feel extraordinary, then that's me. I'll help you to transform your whole business and life around through mindset and then business development as well. But we really put a big emphasis on money. So creating money with your soul, wealth with heart. Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I think money is something that can make life easier, a lot easier, and it's actually something where we can measure how much abundance we can create in our lives.
Mm.
Because we're doing it a lot of the times already, but we're not conscious of it because we measure everything with money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 So yeah, I do teach abundance, like in different, like we look at different things as well, and
Yeah.
people realize, yeah, I do have abundance, because while you're just focusing on money and you are in a lack, you can't bring abundance in. So you need to focus on abundance and then everywhere else, and then focus on money. Yeah, not the other way around.
Yeah. And to all the abundance coaches out there, don't be shy. You can do that too. I know all the rules of abundance, but sometimes I just need someone from the outside to help me walk through certain steps. So that's also something
Yeah.
that where you can support as well, because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just about giving the nudge. Come on, what
Yeah. Yeah.
change that
Yeah.
sentence.
Yeah. And the thing is, I work with, I had clients from anything between construction to beauty to MLM to coaches as well. So the laws of the mindset and business development apply to everywhere. So you don't have to be a coach to work with me. No. I don't have only coaches at the moment. So I've got somebody opening a cookie business, and then her next step is a restaurant, a Hungarian Italian restaurant. So it's everyone, and she's just taking as part just as much as a lady from construction or a coach. So yeah.
And especially now with COVID changing so many things in the businesses everywhere, all over the world. So if you're tuning in, if you're listening to this, come and join us. One special thing that I really love, and I love all the inspiration that you're giving there as well, is the group the Facebook group that you have. We're posting that in the show notes as well.
Yeah,
The
the
champagne
Champagne
group.
Universe. Yeah, Champagne Universe. Because I always thought, what should I call my group? And I'm like, what do I like? I like Champagne and Universe. Oh, Champagne Universe. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
So
Yeah. So
that's where people can find me.
exactly. We're gonna post that so you can find that and more, and maybe your website as well. But we're gonna put everything
Yeah.
that you're gonna need down there. Oh, this was so refreshing and so beautiful, Anita. Thank you so much for that you're taking the time, and I'm looking forward to have another interview at some point.
Yay! I was really happy. It was a really good conversation, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. It was really wonderful, and thank you everybody for listening in. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and looking forward to listening to you at some other point. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.